chase me!
You know, I think the Jets just hate us as a fan base collectively. Like, every single one of us. They just like, you know what? You want to celebrate a good game? You want to celebrate a win? You want to finally get a win in this season? Not yet. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on Pig City Hockey. This is going to be Game 3 recap reaction to the Winnipeg Jets loss in overtime to the Minnesota Wild in a game that I don't want to ever remember. The score was 6-5 OT to the Wild winning. And let's just start this off because, like, I don't even know what to say, really. I have a page, like a solid page of really good notes and good things that the Jets did this entire game. Like this outcome is not what they deserved. Not entirely. Maybe not for the entire game, but that last minute and a half, I would say, they definitely got what they deserved. But for the most part, the Jets played a really good game, and that's why this one hurts the most. Like, I want to put on the cringe blockers because this game made me so angry. But I'm not going to. I know it's also a little bit later re-upload. I wasn't home after the game ended. I had to go out and do some stuff. So, you know, just how it works. I'm still going to cover it when I get the chance, obviously. And let's just start off going through the first period. Because Kyle Connor, basically, 3 minutes into the game or whatever, scores a great goal. And he makes it 1-0 Jets. And I was thinking, well, crap. You know, Kyle Connor's flying out there, and it's already 3 minutes in. This could be a really good game for the Jets, maybe. I really thought that. Because going into it, I had almost no faith in this Jets team. Not the way the lineup was assembled. And I think the Wild have been really good the last 2 games. So I wasn't really excited to watch the Jets after playing mediocre against Anaheim and San Jose, 2 weaker opponents compared to the Wild. I didn't have a lot of faith going into this game. And the way that they played in that first period, they had a lot of fight in them. That fight with Dylan and Foligno really got everything going. Crazy fight, honestly. I've never seen a guy do a Superman punch like that in the NHL, but awesome fight, even though it was weird to see, but I digress. And the game was really good at that point. Like, the Jets had a ton of energy, and it didn't feel like they were gonna, you know, have a bad game. It didn't feel like the other first periods where the Jets looked so much superior to their other opponent, and then they ended up playing poorly and losing to them. This looked like a really good matchup from the puck drop. It looked even. It looked like both teams were hungry, and I was really excited. And I'm not going to lie, this entire game almost was one of the most entertaining games of hockey I've seen this season. It was spectacular. There were 5 goals scored before the end of the third period. That's a lot of goals. It's 10 goals combined. That's a lot of fun to watch, especially when they're actually scoring good goals and the top line was flying, and I really liked all these elements. I thought, ironically, with Blake Wheeler being out with COVID, you know, hope you're doing well, Blake. We all wish you the absolute best. I'm not going to lie, it looked kind of, you know, it kind of benefited the top line, I felt like. And I'm not saying that Blake Wheeler is trash, because I don't think that. But it really showed in this game how much faster and better Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele are when they have a winger that is as fast as them and can play up to that speed. Blake Wheeler can't play as fast as them. It's obvious. We all know that Wheeler isn't as fast as those two. He slows them down. You could easily see it in the comparison from the first 2 games of the season, even with Scheifele out in Game 1, compared to this game. Everything looks so much faster and more tighter for a first unit that has so much skill like they do. And I was really happy with that. I thought that I thought Andrew Kopp wasn't the best option tonight to put up there. I would have really liked to see Nikolai Ehlers, but Andrew Kopp held his own. Andrew Kopp also had a goal, a really good, nice goal too, where he picked top shelf blocker side beautifully against Talbot, and I thought they had a great game. And it sucks because going through all of these notes, it's like you expect the Jets to have a good game, a lot of bounce back, you know, a lot of adversity. PLD comes in, makes it 4-3. Kopp comes right after that, makes it 5-3 in the third. You've got a lot of good energy. 5-3, they're winning. And then Foligno comes in and makes it 5-4. And you're thinking, okay, well, you know what, 5-4, they've still got the lead. There's still some time left for sure, but they can hold on to it. And then Mark Scheifele gets that empty netter. And when Mark Scheifele got that empty netter, I was like, okay, this game's done. And I turned off the game. And I started to put on Squid Game to finish the last. I'm on episode 7. I was with my girlfriend tonight. We got 1 more episode left. And right as I started it, like a minute after, my phone explodes, Twitter and everything, and they blew it. A 2-goal lead, and they blew it. Like, how do you do that? After playing such a great game, obviously you got the offside goal, where that gets turned around and everything, and that's a huge momentum killer, but you have to be able to get over that. And don't worry, we're going to get into that, because I really think Pomo kind of got what he deserved, in my opinion. Hear me out. In that 2-minute break between the offside review, Paul Maurice, like I said, 2 minutes to rest his best defensive forwards for the end of the game, to clinch the game. And instead of clinching the game, he throws out Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele at the end of the game to play defense. And the only reason he did that is because he's a player's coach, and he wanted Kyle Connor to get the hat trick. Now, he's done that before with Patrik Laine, and he almost cost us the game in Finland in the Finnish game. I don't remember, the World Series or whatever they call those games where you play out of country. Patrik Laine had 2 goals in that first game, and he threw him out in the last minute and a half to try to get that hat trick. And it almost backfired. Laine didn't play the greatest defense, but he let that puck up, and he scored a goal, and it won. That's exactly what he was thinking tonight when he sent out Kyle Connor. And I'm sorry, but when you're already at a record of 0-2, there's a lot of controversy around this team already, even though it's early. You got to win the game. I'm sorry, but you have to send out the best unit you can, send out your shutdown guys, and just finish the game. Kyle Connor had a great game. Another goal would have just helped me in fantasy, not helped the team actually get anything more on the scoreboard. The Jets played a great game tonight, and Kyle Connor getting a hat trick wouldn't have changed that, in my opinion. And what ends up happening is they blow it. They blow the tire, and they score the goal. We go to overtime. Josh Morrissey takes a stupid call. They get the power play. You get the others rush going down the other way. Logan Stanley comes in and joins up, makes a stupid read. Next thing you know, they're on 3-on-1 coming back, and the game's over. And that was it. And at that moment, I was shocked, and I felt crushed, because I really wanted this team to win tonight. I didn't think they would. I genuinely didn't. And they showed up and played the best periods of hockey that I have seen in a long... probably dating back to Game 4 against Edmonton. This was actually a good game of hockey for almost the entirety of it. Now, yeah, they gave up a lot of goals, and honestly, I think it's ironic that they chose to go with an extra defenseman and still gave up 5 goals in regulation. I think that's kind of ironic and funny. Just shows how Nathan Beaulieu didn't provide anything tonight. And maybe Cole Perfetti wouldn't have been a difference maker. I don't know. I'm not going to say he was going to be an all-star and playing the top line, but maybe he could have done something. I don't know, because Nathan Beaulieu sure didn't do much, and having that extra defenseman didn't stop them from a barrage of goals. And I'm tired of seeing also all this blame on Twitter for this game on Connor Hellebuck, because Connor Hellebuck had an immaculate game for some times, and for a lot of stretches, he was the reason why we were able to hold the lead. He made some beautiful saves tonight, and Helly, in my opinion, was back to the form that we need him to be to succeed. He was bad in Game 1, he got better in Game 2, even though he still had some inconsistencies, and in Game 3, against the Wild, he showed up, and I really don't like seeing people go after him. I don't think this is even close to his fault. I don't even really know who to blame for this. Like I said, I think Paul Maurice has a little bit of responsibility because he threw out his 2 worst analytical defensive forwards to clinch the game, because he was trying to get them some points to get a good read for the locker room, and that backfired. You know, is that something that cost them the game? Probably not, but it definitely is one of those elements that contributed to the loss. And it's really hard for me to scream about this game, because I really thought they weren't going to win. I thought it was going to be a blowout. I thought they could lose 4-1 in this game. I really did. I thought the Wild had been really good, and I hadn't liked the Jets, and I didn't have a lot of faith with that power play tonight. And everything was good tonight, almost all of it. It's a very entertaining game. There was actual elements of structure tonight for the first time in this season, and that was without Blake Wheeler. And I'm not trying to say Blake Wheeler's a problem, because, like I said, I don't think Blake Wheeler is the overall arcing issue with the Winnipeg Jets. He's just an element of slowing the team down. That's all Blake Wheeler does, is just slow the team down a little bit. Finding a better role is what I want, not him traded off to the Manitoba Moose and buried and never to be seen in the NHL again. I've got his jersey hanging up right there. That captain jersey. That was one of the first jerseys I ever got stitched with a player on it. When I was in early high school, I made a t-shirt with Blake Wheeler on the back of it, because out here I couldn't even find Blake Wheeler merch. Blake Wheeler is my guy. I don't want to see him kicked off this team. I don't want to see him leave. I just want to find a better role, and I really think that tonight was a good example of having more speed on that top line compared to what Blake Wheeler brings. Andrew Copp isn't the most skilled forward on the Winnipeg Jets, and not even the most skilled guy to play that position, but he looked better in one game than Blake Wheeler has for 6 periods of hockey. And I think that can be concerning. I think tonight was a good example of how you can shuffle this top line around, plug some guys in, and get more energy. And I'm really curious to see how they're going to look against Anaheim in the home opener, because this was the game that I thought the Jets could actually show up and win against a tougher opponent than what they'd played. And they played good hockey. Yeah, there were some holes in the game, but that was more of the holes tonight looked like a team trying to get together still early in the season. It didn't look like a team struggling to have an identity. It just looked like guys still getting used to plays. Like Brendan Dillon had a fantastic game tonight. Nate Schmidt, I wouldn't say was as terrible as some people has made him out to be, but he got to be a little bit better. Josh Morrissey was pretty awesome tonight, too. He had a goal. There were so many good elements to this game, and it just breaks my heart that they lost. It really does. And yeah, I could get mad and scream because I am angry. I still think Paul Maurice is a problem with this club. I think that tonight is an example of, him making a bad decision at the end of the game. I think him making his lineup choices, I think that did have something to do with it tonight. Do I blame it all on him? Not in this one, no. But he is a contributing factor. Actually, probably one of the main factors. But he's still not, completely at fault in this game because the Jets showed up and did the best they could. And if this is how the Jets are going to start to get better, then that's a good sign. But there were elements tonight that were scary. I still am questionable of coaching, especially compared to how we ended up with this game. And like I said, that last minute and everything with the offside review and the players he chose to send out, I don't agree with that. And I think most people wouldn't agree with that either. Just close out the game and get the win. Especially when you're already down 0-2 without any wins, you got to get a win. You got to get this fan base revigorated around something. Now they're going into the home opener 0-2-1. Against an easy California road schedule and then a tougher opponent in Minnesota, but a team they were still expected to beat. They got to be better. Tonight, they were better from where they've been in the past, but as a collective, coaching and everything still has to come together more. This is a really shitty game, and it leaves a really bad taste in your mouth. And it's hard not to scream. And I'm actually surprised I was able to keep as cool a head tonight as I did because I want to rage. But luckily, because I liked so much of what I saw in this game, it outweighed the bad, but the bad, holy crap, does it suck and sting. And they better get their shit together, because if they lose again to Anaheim, within 2 losses to Anaheim in 4 games to start the season, I will be, that's where you start to panic, people. Right now, we're at that verge of the collapse, I think, and don't think I'm overreacting, because I'm not. There are good elements in tonight's game, but again, Paul Maurice kind of shit the bed. Just like he shit the bed with the lineups and just how his refusal to adapt situations and make better decisions with the players he has kind of cost the Jets tonight. Now, will that change? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Paul Maurice isn't one to change. He's never has in a career, and I doubt he will at this point. But I really think we're going to have to reevaluate everything going after, depending on how this next game goes. I really think at that point you're like, okay, 4 games in, you haven't gotten a win if that's what it comes to. That's when I think you really got to start looking at shaking up the entire lineup, because there's clearly something going on there with the skill that they have, and I don't know what it is, because tonight they showed up, but they still couldn't win. They still had to shit the bed and choke. Like, they played, like, when you play, 58 minutes of good hockey, and then you shit the bed, does it really matter? I guess. I don't know. I would like to think that it matters, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Hopefully they can continue off of what they were able to do in the first 58 minutes of this game, because if we see more of what we saw in that last 2 minutes, then Jesus Christ, I'm not looking forward to this season. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, Jets fans and Wild fans, this was a great game and a lot of entertainment value on both sides of the fan side for each team. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you guys probably do. Either way, have a great rest of your night. Peace, love, and positivity. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and all that other shit down in the description below. Comment your thoughts. Subscribe if you're new. Have a great rest of your night. And go Jets go. And please win a game.